Welcome to another special edition of GEVA Live. In this quick edition, we want to tell you guys how to go from a junior player to a junior R1. But first, why in the world would you want to be an R1? We have two great officials to tell us a little bit about their backstory and why a junior player would want to become an R1. So, Londa, why in the world would a 16, 17, 18-year-old junior player want to get up on the R1 stance?
Um, First and foremost, it's a sport you love, and the money that you make on it beats flipping hamburgers, beats folding the, the garments at a clothing store. Um, and again, the biggest thing is it's a sport you love. It's a majority of the games are going to be on the weekends, so it's perfect. It's a 1 day event that you have to do. And it's not time consuming, so you can still do your studies, especially if you're still in college.
Fair enough, fair enough. So Daniel, same question. I'm a young kid. I'm 17, 18 years old. This might be a job I want to look at for short term, long term. What would you tell that kid?
I said, and come and join the other side, right? So you've been you've been on the other side of the coin for so long. You've had people make calls again, on your games, and now it's time for you to take control and do the same. I would say it's a way for you to give back to the sport that you've been playing since the age of 10 or 11, right? This is a way also for you to stay close to the game that you like, right? The game is ever changing, ever evolving, right? So, what was true about 5 years ago is no longer true. The way the game was called about 10 years ago is not the way it's called today. So it's another way to keep up with the sport, and also a way to give back, to the sport that you've been playing all your life. And it's a very
Okay, perfect.
addictive sport. So it's people in their 50s are still playing with bad knees and bad backs. So this is a way for you to stay current with the game of volleyball.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Volleyball is a lifelong sport. Another great, part of the game that I think a lot of players don't get a chance to go into. So Tim, any more, in form of why, and then more importantly, how does a young R1 start that process?
Absolutely. Why? We've alluded to this in some of our talks, but one of my big challenges in training referees is that we have a lot of people who enjoy being sports officials, and they come to us sometimes without a whole lot of volleyball background. A 16, 17, 18-year-old player has got, as Daniel mentioned, 6 years of experience already, putting that person light years ahead of some of the other officials that were starting with ground zero trying to train. Keeping players involved. The reason Londa and Daniel are good referees is they put in the work, but they started as players. They understand the game, and understanding the game means that you rocket forward in your progress. So we need players to come into the profession, especially young females. It's predominantly on the club level a female sport. We should have more female referees.
Fair enough, fair enough. So Tim, if I am that, 17-year-old kid and I want to start that process, how do I go about doing that?
Write down this email address, officialschair@geva.org. Contact me and I'll give you the next steps. Basically, it will involve some online training. We'll do some in-person training, probably on the court training right away. Once you've done the online training, we will pair you with an experienced official on younger levels of play, and you'll be amazed how fast your progress goes. Oh, and don't forget, you're going to fold up a lot of money and put it in your pocket.
Fair enough. And I think you all said it best, would you rather flip burgers, full clothes, or, go referee a sport you love? I think I'd rather, spend my Sunday afternoon doing the latter. And again, you have that sense of giving back to a sport you love as well. So I think there's a lot of benefits to that too. So again, I thank you all for that time. We will post that information on our website when it's available. And those of you that need more, you are more than welcome to email Tim or myself, and I can push that over to Tim. So I thank you for another great edition of GEVA Live. See you next time.